listening to, you are absolutely listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. Now, with no further ado, here comes Georgie!
All righty. Thank you very much. Thank you. And once again, thank you. Once again, I want to say thank you to Charlie. I don't know what I'd do without him. But ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. That's right. And we live in our world. And we found out that it's a lot safer in our world than it is in yours. And whether you're down the street, around the corner, somewhere across America, or somewhere around this great big world, we thank you for tuning in tonight, and this is what we want you to do. We want you to reach out, however you reach out nowadays. There's so many ways to reach out. Telephone, PM people, Facebook, so on, so forth, blah, 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 blah. Reach out to somebody and tell them that we are now live and we have a fantastic show scheduled for tonight. You do that. The chat room is open. People are starting to come in. I see Miss Paula's already in. She's from South Dakota. Paula, good evening. So we want to either... let me back up again. We've got two goals in mind. One, to make you smile. If possible, we want to make you laugh. Just to lift your spirits, take the load off your shoulders, forget about whatever's going on, and just enjoy yourself. The other thing is, we want to make you just as goofy as the rest of us. And if we can do one of two things, we'll be happy. But if we can accomplish both of them, we'll be delighted. I need to tell you that tonight's radio show is sponsored by Unicorn Chasing. I always have to be careful because it's a whole big mouthful here. Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter. That's Unicorn Chasing, Chasin. Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter. Look them up on Facebook. They do this ring bomb party thing. Look them up on Facebook. Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter. And you'll be delighted when you go to one of their live shows on Facebook, and they'll be just as delighted to have you there. I mean, them two, they are a riot. So, on with the show. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. We have a very talented young lady, Cass Clayton, and she sings from the soul. It comes from deep down inside. And I'll guarantee you that it's going to resonate with your soul. And so with no further ado, Cass, welcome to the George Espenlaub Show.
Thank you so much, George. That is the best introduction I've ever had. Thank you.
Tell us something about yourself. Where you're from, where have you been, so on and so forth.
Well, I live in Colorado now, but I am from Nebraska originally, in a small town in Nebraska called Chadron, but I spent a lot of time in an even smaller town called Bayard, which was my grandmother's town. And then I moved to Colorado permanently about 29 years ago. So this really is home now. And I started doing music really just a little over 5 years ago, and it completely took over my life. I had always sung every day of my life just for myself, but I never really thought that it would be a calling like it is now.
That that threw me back in my chair a little bit. 5 years. You mean you wasn't
Yes.
you wasn't singing when you's a little girl?
No, no, no. I didn't sing until I literally had never sung in public, other than being like in a school choir, until 5 years ago. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy, actually. It really doesn't. I can't compute it either.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing because most folks say I sang in church, I sang in school,
Mm-hmm.
I sang in this band, I sang with this group. Yeah, that rocked me backwards when when you said 5 years, and I thought, goodness gracious, goodness gracious, Aunt Sally, how in the world can a lady have so much talent? I mean, what happened? Did it just come down on you, or what happened?
First of all, I didn't know that people aren't walking around their house making up songs in their head all the time. I really felt like that's, just like everybody can dance, I felt like everybody could do some sort of singing. I mean, I knew I had a good voice, but I didn't think that there was anything that was unusual about that. And the way it came about was that I was raising money for a nonprofit organization that a friend was running. We were doing a golf tournament, and we met to talk about it. And he said, I asked him about his band because he had a blues band on the side, and I was really a lot more interested in music than I was interested in raising money. So I asked him about it, and he said that they lost their female vocalist, and we started talking, and I told him how, really I was so into the blues, and that my dad really loved the blues, and my dad took me to shows. So I had this exposure to musicians that was something other people did, not our family. And he said, "Well, can you sing?" And I said, "I mean, I can sing, sure, I can sing, but not like, it's not like I've ever done it in front of people." And he said, "Yeah, but can you belt out a song?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I walk around belting it out all day in my house. Yeah, I can do that." And then he asked me to sing and cover a few songs with their band so that they could get through a night. And I really didn't want to do it. It just felt really scary. And then he asked a second time, and I don't know why, but I just said yes. And then I auditioned for the band because they didn't want to. The person who ran the band, wasn't real thrilled that he was bringing in an unknown singer who'd never sung before, because that's usually pretty disastrous. And I sang in front of them, and sang 5 songs that they'd asked me to learn, and that was it. I never stopped after that. We just, all of us immediately gelled. We became fast friends, and it seemed like within a couple months I knew that there was something that I had not noticed before, and it was big, that I had to do it.
Wow.
And within, 2 years, I was writing songs, I was playing slide guitar, all these things that I'd never done before.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear some music. I mean, like right now, of this amazing lady that didn't sing until 5 years ago. I want you to get a hold of yourself. Or get a hold of something. Because listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can say this word right, Dawes County, the Cass Clayton Band. Listen to this.
Dawes County knows who I am. 3 generations on borrowed land. churches, but you can't buy a drink. Hell of a missing link. And I won't be coming home again. Won't be coming home. I won't be coming home again. Dawes County doesn't know where I've gone or how I've grown. I'm still the girl on Grandma's land, happy to lend a hand. I pack my bags, turn the page from a tired Main Street and minimum wage to a brand new chapter in a brand new town, a new life I found. And I won't be coming home again. Won't be coming home. And I won't be coming home again. I don't miss the green grass or how slow the days pass, and I don't miss the stars at night or how everyone is so damn polite. Small town loves and warm secrets. I might miss you, but that's about it. I replace those hugs with handshakes now. If you knew me at all, you might know how I've learned the art of passing through. It's just a different view. And I won't be coming home again. Won't be coming home. No, I won't be coming home again. Won't be coming home. I won't be coming home again. Won't be coming home. I won't be coming home
Wow. Cass, I've got to tell you this. I'm always telling on myself, but I don't care. I'm at the age anymore. I don't really care about that. I listened to all your music when you sent it to me, and I mean, I just
doing that?
I just soaked it up. I loved it. But after what you just said, 5 years, that just blew me away. So I sat here. This time when I listened to it, my jaw was sitting on the desktop because I was thinking 5 years, and I mean, I'm just amazed, and you are to be congratulated. And I don't know how the rest of our audience feels, but when they hear this and that 5-year thing, and then they hear the music, it's got to blow everybody away. So when you went on stage, did you find out that that was kind of like a glove in a hand? It kind of fit together.
You know, not right away, because I had pretty intense, I mean, I would say it was terror, not even fear. It was just completely breathtaking, the amount of fear I had about the stage piece of it. And I really couldn't, like, my ears would ring, my heart would pound. I just didn't have, I couldn't get any joy out of it the first probably 5 times. And then, but that's not a lot, 5 times of difficulty. And then somebody told me some secrets that they used for stage fright. One of them was opening up your peripheral vision, because when you're in fight or flight, your vision closes so that you can focus and run straight forward.
Tunnel vision.
And all your blood drains out of your head so that your limbs have blood. That's the fight or flight response, and I was experiencing that. And so they gave me some tricks to get out of that, and also told me, to reframe it. And instead of thinking that I have stage fright, just think of it as having a lot of energy. And when I started making that flip, it got a lot easier. And then I started going and listening to other people's shows, which I'd always done, but I started listening and watching them. Like, how do they do it? How do they handle the fear? And I think what I noticed in myself as an audience member was that I wanted to like them. I wanted to enjoy their music. I wasn't there to judge. I was just there to really love them. I really wanted to love the music. And so I all of a sudden realized, people aren't really there to hate on you. I don't know why that fear was so intense for me, but it's not there anymore at all. I just completely enjoy the stage part as well now. I love performing because I get to talk to everybody, and it's a real, genuine connection.
Let me tell you what some of the folks in the chat room saying. Allie, Allie's from way up there in Vermont. She said, This Cass I hear, she is happening. And then there's our friend Tracy. She said, hi, George. Hi, Cass. So Tracy is in almost said the war room. This isn't the war room. In the chat room.
Yeah.
Paula from South Dakota said, that was so beautiful. And then Tracy said, she's great. And then Paula from South Dakota said again, my 4-year-old goes, Mom, turn that back on. I like that.
Wow.
It's helping me relax.
Hey, they tell the truth.
It's helping me relax and go to sleep. Wow.
Oh, I love that. Oh, my gosh. And it is that kind of song. I heard which song you were playing. I could hear a little bit.
And John Bundy from Denver, he said, Cass has it going on. From Denver, no less.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
wow, my hometown.
My goodness gracious sakes alive. I'll tell you what, you are one amazing lady. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us tonight Cass Clayton. And we're featuring the music of Cass Clayton Band. And I want you to go to Cass Clayton, that's Claton, CassClayton.com. They got a super duper whooper whopper website, music, videos, news, this, that, and all the things. And just go check it out. CassClayton.com. And you won't be disappointed. 5 years. I just can't get over that. That is absolutely amazing. So when did the songwriting thing start?
Well, this is our second full-length album, and it's actually our third album. The first one was an EP with 5 songs on it. And so the songwriting started about 2.5 years after I started. So, I'm about halfway into it, and I just all of a sudden really wanted to sing my own material. I wasn't having a problem with singing covers. I just knew that I needed to say something. And that, when I was singing a cover, it was somebody else's song, and I was having to put myself into their state of emotion to sing it. And I actually enjoy doing that because I think that anything that anybody's experienced, almost anything, can be felt universally, and it can heal us, even if it's not our song. And I chose songs carefully that I would connect with, but I also knew that I needed to write to fully experience the joy of the entire art form. And I don't know how I knew I would be able to do it, but I will say that it was very, very hard at first. I mean, I wrote literally probably a couple hundred songs that were not usable. It wasn't an easy process because I knew what I wanted to say, but I wasn't getting it out in an eloquent, smooth, beautiful way. And then something started to click, and I started writing things that I felt were closer. And then I met a young producer named Taylor Scott, who, singer-songwriter himself, who said, hey, let's do some writing together. And that absolutely expanded my trust in the process because he really had written so many great songs himself, and we just started going at it. And he became a co-writer and produced both of the last albums. The first EP, I think I was still learning. There are 2 songs on the first EP that I'm really satisfied with. But the rest of them, I really wasn't ready to put them out there to the world. And then it just started to click. And I started to talk to Shakespeare, which I know sounds really crazy, but I have this very long-term connection with Shakespeare through a teacher that I had in high school because I moved around to schools every year almost. And I was in a new school again. It was my senior year. I didn't know anybody. And teachers kind of ignored me because I was, just a student who would put my nose to the grindstone and work, and they didn't really need to pay attention to me. And so this teacher was a lit teacher and had asked us to write some poetry. And I wrote a bunch of stuff in, it was really easy for me to write in meter. So I think we'd been asked to write a song or something in iambic pentameter. And so I did. And he said, you've got this sense of meter and irony like Shakespeare. And I'm like, I love Shakespeare. And that was the connection. And he got me through that year. And he looked exactly like Shakespeare. It was just the most ironic relationship because I already loved Shakespeare. And Shakespeare was kind of an escape for me because he had to think so hard. And my life was fairly chaotic at that age. So, you had to really dig in and study Shakespeare. You couldn't skim it.
Wow.
So that was how I came to love Shakespeare. And then you and I were talking at one point about double entendres.
Yeah, what's that word again? Double what?
So double entendres are something that it means double meaning, basically. I think it's a French word. It sounds French, but Shakespeare used a lot of them, and then the blues genre uses double entendres. And usually there's one meaning that's the surface meaning, that it's obvious to everyone. And then there's a second meaning that's inappropriate or funny or sexual. So it was a way to hide messages. And Shakespeare did it all the time, which is why I liked to see what his inappropriate hidden messages were. His audiences would laugh hysterically because, there were so many hidden things in his plays. And blues is like that too. Blues did it for different reasons. I mean, it was this slave culture, and slaves had to hide things from, torturous, unkind slave owners. And so they learned to do it through double entendres.
That is absolutely amazing. John Bundy said, unfortunately, he's got to run, but tell Cass I'll be at her shows in the future. And Allie,
oh, thank you.
Allie from up there in Vermont said Cass also has some videos I was checking out. She is worth seeing in person. Well, right about now, we're going to play Little Things.
There's a universe where we can meet, smaller than I can see, but there's no evidence, no clear sign, so everyone just passed it fine. Can't take a picture to validate something that was never made. But in the silence, you may know where your soul wants to go. You can't deviate infinity. The whole is in the part you see. And I can't give you just a little love. It's mixed with everything above. That universe inside your eyes. See it and they walk on by. Inside the inside where nothing ends. That's no place to make new friends. Little things, don't you want to go down deep? Far below all the chatter, when nothing in your story matters. You may think I have it all, but everything I want is small. A silent moment, not on the run. Feeling that we might be one. Been swimming in the grandiose. It can't even get me close to the truth I used to know before I hit the undertow. Little things, don't you want to go down deep? Far below all the chatter, but nothing in your story matters. You've got 1,000,000 followers. What is that really worth? Without a picture on the wall, did it really happen at all? Did it really happen at all? Can't take a picture to validate something that was never made. But in the silence, you may know where your soul wants to go. Little things, don't you want to go down deep? Far below all the chatter, but nothing in your story matters.
And ladies and gentlemen, friends, Romans, and countrymen, you're listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. And we have in the chair tonight Cass Clayton, and we're featuring the music of the Cass Clayton Band. Cass, all these songs that you sent me, that's from your latest release entitled Play Nights?
Yes. Correct.
When you was with that band for the first time, how long did you stay with them? And then you was co-writing with the other fella. How long did you stay with that band, and how did the Cass Clayton Band come together?
Oh, that's a wonderful question, because it was these were really gradual transitions, actually. So the first band I was with was called Hogback Blues Band, and we were, oh gosh, I mean, we really didn't ever break up. So what happened is that eventually the band became really popular, and we decided, okay, we're not really doing a lot of straight blues. We do so much soul, and so let's change the name to Cass Clayton Band, or not Cass Clayton. We changed it to CC and the Riders. And then right after that, and I was in a couple of other bands by then as well. I was in an all-woman band called Harmonious, and a band called Seventh Heaven that was doing a completely different type of music, because I was just trying to drink everything in and learn as quickly as I could so that I would know, everything that I could possibly learn since I was starting so late. I was trying to catch up. As soon as I started writing, I could see the writing on the wall that I wasn't going to be able to stay with Hogback Blues Band, which was then CC and the Riders, had changed its name. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that forever because it wasn't that kind of band. It wasn't an original band. I didn't think that the band would be interested in doing it, and it wasn't a fit. And as soon as we recorded the last album, which was self-titled Cass Clayton Band, right in the middle of that, we started thinking, okay, I knew we were going to have a new band. I just didn't really want to run a band because right now, to this day, I do everything, like the promotion, the posters, the writing of the music. It's a very big task, and so I didn't really want to manage a band. But there was no choice. If I was going to do my own music, I really had to learn that piece of it as well. And that's how Cass Clayton Band came about, just because we needed a great band to perform this pretty complex music. It was not 1-4-5 easy structure blues. It was, all the songs are fairly complex. Not because necessarily me. I think my lyrics are pretty, I'd say that they all tell a story, so they don't lend themselves to simple structures, but the real composer behind this is Taylor Scott, and he just has a massive music vocabulary and makes everything better. And when he feels the feel of a song that I'm singing, he knows how it needs to be translated, and we just keep going back and forth together until we find the right sound. So I knew working with somebody like him, I needed just a band that could perform this stuff.
Wow.
But the truth is, like, some of the members from the original band are still with me. Dan Burke, Lauren Phillips is still with us, Steve Saviano on drums. So we've got a lot of the same band members with us.
Before I play Play Nice, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but
no, I'll answer.
What did you do up until the time this fellow said, "Could you come and fill in and sing here with our band"? What did you do before that?
Well, you mean when did I switch over bands?
No.
Or
the first time that you sang with this band,
Oh, what did I do for a living?
Yeah, what did you do
sure.
before that?
Yeah. So for most of my career, I was a fundraiser for nonprofit organizations. I had been VP of Marketing Development for Colorado Ballet for a number of years and worked for Big Brothers Big Sisters. But at that very moment, I was actually staying at home taking care of my daughter. So I had the space to figure out, could I do this? I didn't have a real job. So I actually had the freedom to do this.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was perfect timing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But I will say, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say the skills that came out of grant writing and fundraising actually ended up being really important, because as a musician these days, you really do all your own copywriting, you do your own marketing. And so I never knew that stuff would come in handy, but it has been essential to the business side of this that I'm still running. And if anybody's out there who wants to take it over, you have a job.
Let me ask you this before we play nice. Did you play guitar before, or did that just come on you too?
No, I did not play guitar. Yeah, and in fact,
Wow.
the funny part about this, George, is that my dad played guitar at home, and he was really, really pretty good, So he always wanted one of the kids to play guitar, and none of us took it up. We just didn't ever take it up. And so I didn't really want to do something that my dad was so good at. But when I got in this band, there's a style of guitar that I love. It's slide guitar, where you put a glass or metal slide on your finger and you run it up and down the guitar neck, and it makes a sound that's a lot like the voice. So it's a different style of guitar, and it is really more like playing an unfretted instrument like the violin. You really use your ear more, so you have to have the pitch to hear it and everything. So a lot of people don't really want to play this style of guitar or don't feel drawn to it, but I fell in love with it, and I was like, I have to learn this right away. It'll add something to the band, and that's actually been the hardest part because I don't really have time for all of it. But again, I knew that I wanted to play slide guitar, and so I just started learning it. And it seems like all of this just fit. I would just do the logical next step. I was like, okay, this is in front of me. I guess this is what's next.
Cass, I don't know what in the world came down upon you, and all of a sudden you're singing, and I mean you have such a beautiful voice, and I don't know what came down upon you that you pick up this slide guitar, but do I understand that you're one of the best slide guitarists out there?
No. Okay, let me qualify that. I was voted one of the top 2 slide guitar players by the Colorado Blues Society Members' Choice Awards a couple years ago, but I do not believe that about myself at all. If somebody said I was amongst the top singers, I would actually accept that because I work really hard at that. The voice is an instrument that I spend a ton of time on, honing and getting the most out of my voice. And I've given up foods for my voice. I've given up all kinds of stuff just so my voice will be clear and resonant. Guitar is an instrument, any instrument, you need 10,000 hours to really be a master of it. And I'm not a master of it, but I do feel like I use it as another voice. But I wouldn't claim, I'm grateful that I was voted as a respected slide guitar player, but I think I have a little more to go before I really earn that.
All I can say is wow. Ladies and gentlemen, play nice.
I see you walking in a gym, find your place at the bar. Pretty girl to the right, on the left that old guitar. Seen you here before, bottom floor, on the main backstage. Guess it wasn't time to know you, so we went on our way. When you lay it down, you know how to move the atmosphere. And I'm leaning in, the whole crowd just fades and disappears. Don't really know you, but you cut through to my softer side. And I almost didn't notice when they turned on the lights. Play nice, play nice, play nice. Play nice, play nice, play nice. Not here for romance, but by chance you walk over my way. People all around, but your eyes never wander away. Under the warm sky, you ask me why should we have to wait? Could we spend some time together? Never know, it might be fate. Play nice, play
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Play Nice. Cass, tell everybody where they can get your music because people in the chat room are eating this thing up. Did we lose her?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I don't know what happened. But yeah, so thank you for asking that. We have a website, which is CassClayton.com. There's iTunes, YouTube. Well, YouTube is more videos, but basically anywhere you get music, streaming like Spotify, you can listen to it. But yeah, I mean, we would love. We just want people to share it, listen to it, spread the love. We love doing it. So I'm thrilled that people are enjoying the music.
Can they get your CDs right off your website?
They can. That's the very best way for me.
Oh.
It's CassClayton.com.
I understand that. CassClayton.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know where to get them. And this has only been out since, what, last month?
Yes, exactly. It's been out about exactly a month now, and we're just really excited about the response. You know, I mean, it's a lot of nervousness and worry letting your little baby out into the world, and we're really thrilled that people like the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear this song because you'll see.
If I bow down in the morning and send out a higher prayer, get drunk in the evening, does that mean I'm unaware? Or do you think it means I like to live in between? Look within and you see. You may think I'm confused, but I know who I am inside. Check your boxes if you like, I remain unclassified. Don't you ever want to cross the line? That old world won't let you shine. Look within and you see. And like the cover of nothing but, close your eyes and take a better look. Look within and you see. Is she an angel or a whore? Is she just what you adore or hate? Would you keep her in a box so she never finds her fate? Or could you let it flow and see where she wants to go? Look within and you see. I don't stake any claim. My flag doesn't have
My goodness gracious. Sakes alive. Wow. Cass, tell me about some of the band members that you have.
Well, oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'll start with our current band, which is Dan Burke on guitar, Lauren Phillips on bass, John Stillwagon on keys, and Steve Saviano on drums. In the studio on this album, I mean, Taylor Scott, like I said, was the producer and co-writer. He's also playing all of the guitar except where there's slide guitar where I play. And, he brought in just some phenomenal studio musicians, some of my favorite musicians in Colorado. John Wirtz on keys and Tom Amend on keys, Brian Claxton on drums and percussion. There's a guy named Chris Harris who's a phenomenal bass player, Nick Clark on harmonica. Larry Thompson's a real famous drummer out here who did a few songs on drums for us. So, and there were more. I mean, I could just go on and on. But the musicians who showed up to be in the studio with us, it was an amazing privilege and, just an experience of pure joy to hear what they had to bring to the table. We also had Lauren Phillips, our bass player, and Steve Saviano on the record. Not everybody in my band that plays out is necessarily like a regular studio session musician. So that's why we have so many different musicians on the albums and actually play live.
Wow. Paula from South Dakota said that was awesome. As my kids are doing
thank you.
As my kids are doing Michael Jackson moves, listening to it, they were living in their mood. Oh my goodness gracious! I like that. I like that.
I love it.
Cass, they can. An
amazing compliment.
They can find your schedule, where you're going to be playing at, and all that good stuff at CassClayton.com, right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just have to. I mean, you just have to. You won't be able to sleep tonight until you go to CassClayton.com. I'm telling you, it's an awesome site. Watch the videos. Like the newspaper boy says, read all about it. Read all about it. Extra, extra. Here it is. Here it is. You've just got to go there to CassClayton.com. And you'll be glad. You'll be glad that you did. My goodness. Hey, Cass. Before I forget, I don't know if Tracy mentioned it to you or not, but we have afternoon at the farm, ladies' afternoon at the farm, and we're going to get you to come.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, we're going to get you to come back. Tracy's going to put it all together. We're going to get you to come back for an afternoon session at your convenience, where we talk to entrepreneurs, all the ladies that's out there building businesses, doing things. How exciting. And you can really get into that.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, you can get into that business aspect of this business. Get into the business aspect.
Absolutely. I would love that. I actually started an organization with a few other women here in Colorado called SheEO, which means it's short for She Entertainment Organization, to help women in music to figure out how to solve some fairly complex business issues that we all share. So I'd be thrilled to be part of that.
Cool. And Tracy will get up with you about that.
Yes. Love that lady.
I'm still blown away by the 5-year thing. I mean, I hope. I
am too sometimes. It doesn't feel like 5 years. It feels like 10.
My wife is listening. And we've been married for
nice.
Yeah, we've been married for 51 years. Now.
Wow. Congratulations. That's amazing.
I want to tell her, Mom, whatever it is that fell down on Cass, and all of a sudden this thing happened, maybe it'll strike us here in Delaware one of these nights. What do you think? Because Cass...
that's such a huge compliment.
And I say this in all sincerity. If I live to be 100 years old, I will never forget this night, because That 5-year thing just blew me. I just knew. I just knew you was going to say, I was singing in church. I was singing in the school choir. I was, out here with this group, that group. And when you said 5 years ago, I mean, it has left an impact in impacting me that, and I'm excited for you. I mean, I am really happy for you.
Thank you.
And that just goes.
Thank you so much.
That just goes to show people that if you've got a passion and it's burning in your heart, chase it, follow it.
Yeah.
Wherever it
Yes.
leads, go with it because it'll be good to you.
It's really true. And there is, I think also, like, we aren't in charge as much as we think we are. But if you are following that passion, it's probably there for a reason and you're being guided.
That's right. I believe that with all of my heart. Ladies and gentlemen,
Me too.
no use in crying.
Sometimes I sing instead of talking. 'Cause baby, that's the way I feel. Like everything should rhyme with the rhythm and time. Body swaying like a tree. Wish life was grooving like my favorite song. But sometimes it just drags along. If I should dance instead of walking, the spirit is moving me. And I don't care who's watching, 'cause in the moment I have the key to moving right along with the flow, digging all the highs and lows. Ain't no use in crying, no use in crying. What goes up will fall away. Just when you think you got it down, life will turn around, and you got to move a different way. They may not want you to sing your song, but that's just jealousy. 'Cause you move your feet to your own beat. Don't care if anyone can see. May not always please the crowd. Love 'em anyway and sing out loud. Ain't no use in crying, no use in crying. What goes up will fall away. Just when you think you got it down, life will turn around, and you got to move a different way. Listen to the rhythm that you have down deep inside. There's a song that's only yours. Sing it till the day you die. Now they may tell you to think positively, but baby, that's just a lie. 'Cause they don't wanna know when you're in the throes and life isn't going fine. Allow yourself to go adrift. Come on back and remember this. Ain't no no use in crying, no use in crying. What goes up will fall away. Just when you think you got it down, life will turn around and you got to go a different way. Hey, no use in crying, no use in crying. What goes up will fall away. And you think you got it down, life will turn around and you got to go a different way.
No use in crying. Cass, I have to tell you this.
Okay.
I just had a man and his little daughter walk into the studio,
Uh-huh.
and they were thumbs up in it. And
Oh, my gosh.
I am to tell you that you just got a brand new fan.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, my gosh. You're making my night over and over again.
Oh,
My
I mean,
week.
we've
Thank you.
we've got them from South Dakota, Vermont, Delaware, walking into the studio,
Wow.
thumbing up and
Wow.
up and thumbing or whatever you want to call it, but thumbs up. And
Nice.
ladies and gentlemen, listen, email me, George C.E. at Comcast.net. In case you didn't get any information or you got some of it, and let me remind you of this. You can go back anytime you want to and listen to this show all over again, and you can even download it. Download as many as you want. Don't cost you a penny. Tell your friends, your family, your in-laws, your outlaws, everybody. Tell everybody about it. But email me at georgece at Comcast.net, and we'll put you on the right track. That's what it's all about around here. We want to help people out there reach their goals. They're after their dreams. We want to help them in even the smallest way we can. We want to help people accomplish what they've set out to do. So do that for us. Email me, georgece at Comcast.net, and we'll answer you back, and we'll take care of whatever question you might have. Cass, I want to thank you from the depths of my heart. You blew me away. You actually blew me away.
George, likewise. I mean, you're clearly such a kind, loving person doing a lot of good, and you just gave me such a huge, full heart tonight. You know, just your love of the music and sharing it with people, and, you know, I know you must help so many people get on their path and share what they love to do, and I'm incredibly grateful to you. You have no idea.
Well, we thank you for coming, and we're going to play a couple more songs as we let you go, because I know you're a very busy lady, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to sleep with one eye. I don't sleep long. I get up in the middle of I get up in the middle of the night, and I've done that for years and years and years. I'll get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm ready to go. But during the time that I will sleep tonight, I'm going to keep one eye open and keep looking for that, whatever that thing is, so he can jump on me or whatever it is. It's an incredible story. God bless you. God bless the band. I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you.
Listen, if you need anything, holler at us. And
Thank you.
in our own small way, we'll be willing to help. If everybody gets behind the wagon, we can all push it up the hill and accomplish the goal.
You know, that's what being a humanitarian is. I feel the same way. I mean, anything that anybody needs, and I'm grateful for that spirit of humanitarianism that you have. It really carries through, and I think that's why you have such a great show and so many people tune in because of who you are. It's so lovely to be on your show.
Well, listen.
So thank you.
Tracy's got my phone number. She got my email. She got the whole schmear. And she'll be getting in touch with you so we can do this ladies' afternoon at the farm thing. But
wonderful.
You get in touch with her. She'll get in touch with you. and we'll all get connected and do that thing. And if there's anything that we can do for you, please don't hesitate. Contact us, and we'll do whatever we have to do. God bless you, Cass.
Thank you so much. God bless you, George. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Wow. What a tremendous. I'm trying to look. I look like a one-eyed rat in a cheese factory. I'm trying to. I don't even know what I did, but maybe I'll want to do it here after a while. But anyhow, oh, stop it, stop it. Oh man, what an incredible story! And I'm going to shut up because.
The man with 3 legs goes town to town with Siamese twins and wolf girl renowned for howling at the crowd to fill the tip jar. She's richer than them by far. The most beautiful girl in the world is disguised in a body as large as a wide open sky. They don't look very deep, they just gape and mistake as if she's not really there. All the freaks that we meet, the pointers and laughers, impaired by conceit, grotesquely two-faced, we pray for the misshapen souls. All the freaks that we meet, God-fearing witnesses, drunk with deceit. Keep your eyes open, the preacher will throw the first stone. The tallest man alive has brittle bones and somber eyes from years alone. Doesn't say much, but his words are true, even though he's pay-per-view. The tiniest couple, a woman and man, they had a child you could fit in one hand. They didn't live long, and the people they came to see the world's smallest grave. All the freaks that we meet, the pointers and laughers, impaired by conceit, grotesquely two-faced, we pray for the misshapen souls. All the freaks that we meet, God-fearing witnesses, drunk with deceit. Keep your eyes open, the preacher will throw the first stone. All the freaks that we meet, the pointers and laughers, impaired by conceit, grotesquely two-faced, we pray for the misshapen souls. All the freaks that we meet, God-fearing witnesses, drunk with deceit. Keep your eyes open, the preacher will throw the first stone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cass Clayton and the Cass Clayton Band. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. I had so much fun tonight. My goodness. I still can't get it. I mean, it just blew me away. 5 years ago. 5 years. Oh my, oh my. Look, we're gonna have her back again. What we're gonna do is what I have in my in my little brain housing group here is after this week's over, we're gonna have a special show. I don't know exactly when. It'll be sometime next week where we're gonna take all of the people that we have had here this week. Melmo and the Middleman, Zach Day, Ryan Chris, Cass Clayton, and tomorrow night, Rick Lally out of Kansas City will be here. We're going to take all of them and put it together so you can hear all the music. We'll play some of this, some of that, some of those, some of these, and we'll make an entire show out of that where we'll play all the music of all the people that we've had here this week. It's been an incredible week, and I want to say thank you again to Tracy. She helped me put this thing together. She was right out front leading the charge, and I thank her so much. And I want to say thank you to Cass once again. These people are incredible. They are incredible. And our goal is to let people know, near, far, and wide, that these people that's out here, the musicians, the artists, the authors, the men and women that we have on this radio show, they are incredible. And I've been doing this a long time now, but I want you to understand something. I count it a privilege. And I mean that. I count it a privilege. I've interviewed people from around the world. And I'm not saying that boastfully. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God that I can do that. I've interviewed people from around the world, Australia, England, Morocco, and it goes on and on and on, across America. I've been privileged, and I have met some of the nicest people, I'd say, on this side of heaven. And I've made so many friends over the years, so many friends. And I just can't be thankful enough for the privilege that I've had to do this. That's what it's all about. Leave our egos at the door and let's help each other. That's what it's all about. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Lally out of Kansas City will be with us. My, oh my, what an incredible week we've had. Tell a friend. Remember, you can come right back here to Spreaker.com. You can listen to any one of the shows that's been on. You can listen to it over and over and over again. You can download it. Do with it what you want. Tell a friend. Tell a neighbor. Shout out. Reach out, however you reach out, and let people know that tomorrow night, Friday night, the George Espenlaub Show will be back live at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here on Spreaker.com. Had a blast tonight. Had a blast. Oh, my goodness. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And now, until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, this is George Espenlaub saying, be kind to one another. Help one another. If it's nighttime where you're at, have a good night. If it's already daytime, you have a great day. But until then, from all of us here at the Funny Farm, Charlie, Miss Ernestine, Harvey, Gertrude Duflicky, Dorothy the opera singer, Travis the maintenance man, the chief of police, the chief of the fire department, the chief of EMS, and everybody here, we say thank you for tuning in. It's been a delight to have you. Come back and bring somebody with you. God bless you. And good night, everybody.